was literally muted. That's so embarrassing for me. Oh my gosh. Guys! No. Well, that's okay. Because it was just me introducing myself, and luckily I have name tags. But I just wanted to say welcome to the AMA. This is the 25th anniversary special edition. And if you're watching, you've got a chance to win some really cool prizes, including our new blind box plushie that will be released later this year. And if you have friends that aren't tuned in, I hate to break it to you, they're not your real friends. Because if they were, they'd also be watching to try to help you win. I'm very excited because this is our 25th anniversary special edition, and Neopets is just 1 week away from our prefrontal cortex being fully developed, and we are almost officially too old for Leonardo DiCaprio. So it's a very, very big day for us. We've got some super exciting stuff planned for this stream, including a brand new game show that's totally not based off anything that already exists in the real world, a roadmap for 2025, and again, multiple giveaways. But without further ado, I'd love to welcome our first guest, and honestly, kind of a live fan favorite, TNT Aesop.
Hey there, TNT Luna. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming. Oh my gosh, I heard that you're like come down with a cold, so I'm super grateful that you're here.
Yeah, thank you for addressing that first. I just want to warn everyone, I am feeling a little under the weather. If I sound a little hoarse or if I mute it to cough really quick, I just don't want to cough in everyone's ear. So yeah, just with that warning, I still wanted to be here to help celebrate 25 years of Neopets because that's a pretty big milestone.
No, sounds good. And it's totally okay if you mute to cough. Just don't forget to unmute, literally like me. Oh my gosh. I really thought that I had recovered from like Zoom college to like know well enough to unmute myself, but that's okay.
Happens to the best of us.
Anyways, I'd love to just get into this segment. You know, we're going to be talking about like the history of Neopets and also a little bit about the Void Within, which you've been a big part of. But just to start off, I was wondering, how did you choose your TNT alias?
Yeah, definitely. So I grew up reading Aesop's fables, and I always connected to the way he kept me captivated with these stories, often involving animals, and how these stories helped me grow and learn valuable lessons that I took with me. It was the first kind of storytelling that stuck with me after I had read it, and I kept pondering the characters, the motivations, things like that. In a strange way, it kind of reminds me of Neopets, not only because of the animal-driven storytelling, but also because I think it's a place where a lot of people grew, whether that's as writers or coders or just as human beings growing up. I think it's a place that fostered a lot of growth for people.
Mm-hmm. You know, and since it sounds like you've been on Neopets for quite a bit, but as a player, what would you say is your earliest Neopets memory?
Yeah, that's an easy one for me. It's definitely getting a Happy Meal toy plushie. I'm pretty sure it was either a Shoiru or Scorchio. It was so long ago now that it's definitely starting to blur, and I don't think it made it through one of my mom's cleaning rituals. Yeah,
No!
but that plushie led me online, which led me to like marveling over the Gallery of Evil. I think it was those lines from Jabberwocky Lewis Carroll's poem that got my attention. But the character design and the lore for like Dr. Sloth, the Darkest Fairy, Jadora, that's what kept me coming back.
No, when you were like Jabberwocky and then pointed as if I know what that means besides the dance crew, I like was nodding but did not read that poem. However, very cool. I also think the McDonald's plushie to playing Neopets Pipeline is so strong because TNT Celeste has the same exact story. Crazy.
It was effective, yeah.
It was effective. That was crazy. Yeah, marketing works, guys. So then, you know, since you've been sort of into the lore and, you know, like the Gallery of Evil and like getting into all of the story of Neopets, what do you think are some of the most notable events that shaped Neopets?
That's a toughie, and I'll give you a little lore, but also give you some like outside of the world stuff too, I think, because I feel like you kind of need a little bit of both. But for things inside the world, the first thing that comes to mind are plots that introduce new species and new lands, especially like the Virtupets or Tyranian invasion plot. I feel like they help set the stage. But some of the more powerful moments were when we started to explore the mysteries of Neopia and see some of the figures who really made the world feel more lived in. I think Champions of Meridel is a really good one there because it brought 2 new lands in Neopia, but also a lot of lore associated with those lands and this rivalry between them. I think the Darkest Fairy game is another significant milestone and a great example of that, bringing in a lot of new fun characters, really cool world building. For like just massive world building moments in Neopia, for me, it's got to be the Fall of Fairyland. Fairy's Ruin just really had some serious upheaval in the world of Neopia that I don't think we'd seen much of before. But stepping outside of lore for a moment, I think the conversation that we'd have to mention is the conversion. There was a huge moment in Neopia. Redraws were, received, and there was customization, which was pretty big. End of Flash is another huge moment outside of lore, something we're still dealing with to this day. And then Advent Calendar is another one I'd say, both in and outside of the game, because I think the new holiday comics and seeing what new prizes were coming out each day is so iconic, especially recently when there's some pretty wild items coming out. But to wrap up all of my ranting, I really kind of hope that this revival era we've entered right now and the new life we're trying to breathe into Neopia through The Void Within, Tales of Decardia, Omelet Fairy graphic novel, the Upper Deck trading cards, all these different projects, I really hope that this new era is going to be another one of those notable events that helps to continue to let Neopets grow and something we can look back on in another 25 years, maybe.
No, I definitely think it will be. See you in 25 years. We're both dressed exactly the same. Crazy.
Probably a few more gray hairs by then, though.
Oh, just a couple. I agree with like all the sentiment, especially, I think Fairy's Ruin is a big one. For me, it was for sure the NC Mall coming into existence. I started playing when it was already there. And I have like a Grundos Cafe account and I used to play Neopets Classic, but like I was just like, guys, like I don't feel what you're feeling when there's no mall. But love. And you not only are you kind of like an OG player, but you're also kind of an OG staff member. Like you are one of the all-time staff members. So I'm just kind of curious, like what is one of the first things that you ever worked on here?
I remember the exact first item I worked on. When I came in as an intern, my first day, I got to work on an outfit for Gellert Day, which resulted in the Wasteland Gellert outfit. Super proud of that one. A really fun post-apocalyptic look there. And I also hit the ground running with a bunch of spotlights. The Neopian Times was one of the major ones, but also the storytelling, poetry, customization, user lookup, gallery, Better Than You. We were still doing that at the time. I missed that one. But like a lot of just different spotlights. So I really hit the ground running with a lot of content, helping out with new items, helping out with kind of running a lot of day-to-day contests around the site. And then pretty soon I got to help out with some narrative stuff too, which is really cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I feel like a lot of, members at TNT are like, actually what I'm doing now is like not what I started in, but I think it's really cool that everybody has so much experience across things on site. And after working with Neopets for almost 5 years, what would you say is your favorite thing that you worked on so far?
Big picture, I have to say the plot. It certainly hasn't been perfect, but I'm really proud of the story that we're weaving, and I'm excited for us to reach the end together. If I had to choose one particular piece that I've worked on, because the plot is such a large thing, I think I'd have to say the poem that I wrote recently for the Fairy Artificer Trick or Treat bag. I poured so much soul into that one. I agonized over the word choice probably a little bit too much, to be honest. I was working on it over my break because I got so excited about it. But I'm really glad that I took the time to tweak that one until it felt just right, because I'm really happy with how it landed. And I was super excited seeing feedback from users and just excitement trying to figure out what all the different details meant. Plus, I just love the combination of an emotional piece with some nice little lore tidbits in there, some juicy stuff for you to like sink your teeth into.
No, everybody loved that poem specifically. I think I saw a lot of good feedback for the trick or treat bags this year, and in addition to the dead chia stuff.
Yes, we had some great stuff this year. Yeah, TNT still really outdid themselves.
Very cool. And it's cool to see that like you have been like doing like similar things. I don't know, I feel like all the writers for Neopets really just have like this dedication and commitment to the brand, and like just seeing that it's like not only this year but like you've been doing like so many things in the writing field for like so long within Neopets is very, very cool. But seeing that you've been here for nearly 5 years, you used to work in the Neopets like in person, right? And I just want to know like what's that like? What was that like?
So for a fleeting moment, I did work in the Neopets in-person office. For some context, I'm originally from the East Coast, but I dropped everything and flew to LA for what felt like a dream job, just internship at Neopets in February of 2020. So for those of you that are good with dates, that means I had about a month in the office before we were working remote. So I wasn't there very long, but it was an incredible time. So I could definitely share a little bit of my experiences there. It was daunting and exhilarating at the same time because I was a writer before. I had written on other projects, but I'd always written in a smaller capacity, either independently or with tiny teams, just focused on the writing side. But suddenly I was working alongside like TNT Scrappy and Gutterfoot, all these really incredibly cool professionals who know what they're doing and have all this expertise with the site and the players, and really helped me kind of find my footing in video games, which was really exciting. In this wild office too, just filled with standee cutouts, full costume, artwork of characters that I grew up with. I mean, it was very surreal for someone who had mostly just worked in marketing offices, things like that before. I can also admit that I was startled by the Lord Cass costume a few times. It was right by the elevators, and there was a couple nights where I worked late, and I would come like by it in the dark, and for some reason, like I've walked by it so many times in the light of day, but in the dark, I just like would go by it and I would just jump, thinking that there's someone like just standing there, like right by the elevator, waiting for me. He was tall too. It was really a special place. I'm really happy that even though I was only there for a month, I had a chance to get my foot in there and forge some really real friendships in that time that I still treasure today. People like Miss Rainbow or Clammy Hand that I was fortunate enough to call friends now, and we even just met up for Halloween. It was really cool to have a chance to have a little bit of in person office TNT time before we ended up separating. Yeah.
Oh my god. Did you guys do like any sort of costume or was it just like a meetup?
We just did a little meetup. Yeah, it was just fun to get together for Halloween. We have a virtual office still called GatherTown, where it's kind of like a little
Mhm.
like, um, it reminds me of Pokemon almost, like that kind of structure when you're walking around in this sort of 2D world. And in that one, you could do video chats too. So we did do a recent, like, kind of, I wouldn't call it a costume party, but a lot of people just wore costumes on Halloween sort of thing. I was pretty nerdy. I went as Trafalgar D. Law from One Piece.
Wow. Oh, okay. Okay. We see you. The real reason Aesop goes to SDCC with Neopets is just to be nearby the One Piece booth. They were actually right next to us this
We were
year.
so close. I was so excited. Yeah.
I left multiple times to try and buy those like forbidden fruit socks. But you know, that's very cool, and I love to see that you know, you still have like fond memories. I really hope that cast costume comes back out soon because Dom TNT Dom like sent photos of it, and I was like, okay, so who's wearing it?
I
Because if
saw
we
those
have it,
from the
who's wearing
storage. Yeah. It might need a cleaning, but I definitely think it needs to be
it?
brought
A
out.
deep cleaning. No, we pull it. Yeah, we pull it out, and it's like musty AF. You know, but just to move past, you know, the old office, the old times. The countdown for the 25th anniversary has been, you know, sort of wild. So if you were to just kind of narrow it down to like this past year, what stands out the most to you?
Is this year really already over? Yeah, it is November. My goodness, it just has been an absolute utter blur for me. But I think I do have some favorite moments I can pick out in between the chaos. There's a lot of them really, from my time at Comic Con speaking with fans to seeing fan art of a lot of the characters and stories we're exploring on site across different socials. And I think that kind of leads me to the larger standout of this year, which is the community really feels alive again, whether they're memeing King Taltador or dissecting Halloween spooky stories. It's really a joy to feel like the community isn't just sitting around waiting for anything new to happen. It's a world of difference from when I first joined the team back in 2020. And as a part of the community myself, I mean, I love Neopets. I'm in all the Facebook groups and the subreddits. It's really wonderful seeing all these online communities grow. And then in person too, the difference from the community responses and the turnout for some of these events, it's been very visibly real, whether it's Comic Con booths or panels, and that rising excitement is just very apparent, which is super cool to see. And regardless if it's joy or critiques that bring people together, it's really just beautiful seeing the community alive in a way that I don't think it's been in years.
Yeah, totally. And I know that you said like before, one of the most remarkable things, not only from like your career history, but this year is the plot. And, with the Void Within plot going on pause, how do you feel about that?
I'll start by saying, quite honestly, it's not ideal. And just for some just to be very candid with everyone, we had originally planned for shorter chapters with more puzzles and games, but we had to make adjustments and cuts to account for developmental limitations during the rollout of the plot, while also trying to ensure people working full time could still enjoy the plot at their leisure. And unfortunately, I think we might have overestimated what we could do. We don't have resources like Nickelodeon or Viacom, but we really did want to bring the best plot we could to everyone. And seeing feedback from users after being a few months in, it was very clear that it would be best if we tried to return to that original shorter chapter release schedule that we had planned. We also felt that we would need some time to implement some of the other feedback and changes that players have been putting in there. And just kind of looking at the timeline coming up, we thought the holiday season would be a good time to just take a little breather and pause. We saw feedback from people getting overwhelmed around the time of Advent Calendar, or sorry, not Advent Calendar, the AC, Altador Cup coming out around the same time as the plot happening. That was definitely sort of stressful for a lot of users. So we thought it might be nice to pause around the holidays. That way things like the Advent Calendar weren't a cause of stress for anyone, because it shouldn't be. That should be a fun thing for everyone. And although I wish we had the resources to start with this shorter release schedule, and didn't have to make so many cuts from the start, I'm really hoping that this break will give us a chance to make some of those tweaks and deliver the best plot we can, because that's really what it's about.
Totally. And I really can see on our side like how much feedback has been taken into account, like going into the pause, which is very helpful. And I am still super excited for episode 2. But sort of speaking of the plot, the players have had some follow-up questions. I was hoping you could maybe clarify. So the first one is. People have been worried about the pacing of the plot in addition to overall how the plot might change, and what are some adjustments you guys are making on this feedback?
Definitely understand where people are coming from there. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to go back to a shorter release schedule. So the chapters will come out faster. We certainly don't want the plot to end later than we already planned. A year is a long time for the plot. When we were first drawing it up, I think 6 months was the original plan. So we're going to shorten it a little bit, as much as we can, not in terms of story, just in terms of the cadence of releases. We're also trying to shift more resources towards the plot to help improve it across the board. We really think there's a lot of departments that need help. And our design team has also been revamping what a typical plot week look like, so that users don't feel like they have to grind every day for those plot points. So yeah, quite a
Mhm,
few
mhm.
different things. I wish I'd get into more details now, but I do just want to say a lot of the feedback that has been put into all these different groups, like we are seeing and we are listening.
Mhm, mhm. And the second follow-up question is, people seem to be worried about the increased Battle Dome drops going away and code stones are slowly inflating again. Was just wondering if you had any insight on this.
Yeah, I write silly stories, so I'm gonna start by saying that this is not my arena. But I did chat and
No,
ask around.
literally.
I thought this might be a point today that we're going to cover, so I did talk, and I can confirm that we already added more code stones to the quest log yesterday, but there are also plans to increase code stone drops in the Battle Dome as well. Please don't inflate
Mhm.
them.
Please don't remember when an EO codestone was 10,000 Neo points and that was when it was the most expensive? I cannot believe the
Okay, Grandma,
rates
let's
to
put you
which
back
the
to
EO
bed, kind of thing. Yeah.
No, no, the EO codestone being 10,000, that's like a solid memory for me. 100% cannot believe where she's climbed to now. The EO codestone has made it further in life than I have. But, moving back to the interview, I think this might be the last question we have time for, but I did notice, and I'm sure the players might have as well, that there is a new The Void Within logo, new tagline. And can you maybe share a bit what the new logo is about and perhaps maybe give us some teasers for what we can expect for episode 2?
Yeah, I can't say all too much, but I can let us know that we're going to return with episode 2 of The Void Within Lost in the Dark. I can't go into too many details, but I can share that this next installment will have more focus on puzzles, as well as increasing the amount of games, having some more Battle Dome opponents, and some new items through our comics, Battle Dome opponent fights, and even prize shop. I could also say this break will last a few months, hopefully giving us some breathing room within the holidays. But we are planning on returning to the Void Within episode 2 in Q1 of 2025. So it won't be too long. I really hope everyone doesn't lose too much excitement or momentum for these characters and stories. I think I'm really excited to get to the finale that we've been working towards.
Very, very exciting. Now, I saw some new like fan theories posted on Reddit already, even going back to all the social media posts that we had done before. So I think people are still very much involved, but this will, I think this break is very well received. And thank you so much for all the work that you've done.
Absolutely. I'm really honored to have a chance to help out in this new era of Neopia and really like kind of guide where some of these stories are going. Before you kick me off, real quick, I did want to mention I'm not going to be able to make it to the LA party that's going on. I'm really bummed about that. The LA birthday party. I have a wedding. They wouldn't push it back. The nerve of them.
How dare!
But I
So
did want to
inconvenient.
say, if you can make it, definitely go. It sounds like there might be a TNT member who can make it there. And either way, they're going to be a great time. So I wish I could go, but I hope everyone really enjoys those birthday parties.
Very cool. Yeah, I will not be able to make it out to any of them either. Not because of a wedding. Although, again, can't believe they didn't move that wedding for you. That was like when my sister got married during Retro GameCon, and I was like, how dare you plan this so I cannot go to the Upper Deck tournament. But yeah, I think some TNT members are going to the Florida meetup, maybe. Very exciting. Have fun being a wedding guest. And I really hope you feel better, but thank you so much for coming on the live.
Thanks for having me.
Bye all. Okay, so me just double checking that I'm completely unmuted. Before we move on to the next segment, we will be getting into our very first giveaway of our very first live giveaway of this live. So if we could all, I'm just waiting for, the screen share question should pop up. Okay, in the chat, go ahead and guess that Neopet. There are some TNT staff members watching and reading the comments to see if anyone gets it right. And the first person who we see gets it right, we will pin. It's TNT Meow over at Neopets, who we love dearly, drew this, and it's very exciting. Hoping to see if you guys guess it. I personally, oh my god, wait, that was literally so fast. Guys, literally, I thought it was a Darrigan Hissy. It is, in fact, a Kachik, but it looks like a Hissy. Deceptively. And she's very cute. Thank you so much, Nervous Neuron, for guessing that right. Please DM our official Instagram account or our, official Facebook with a screenshot of your profile to claim your prize, which is The Void Within cap, fitting for this segment because, we had Aesop on to talk about The Void Within. And without further ado, I will welcome the next guest who will be here to play a Neopets game show with us. So we've got 3 contestants today who will be competing on the first edition of Neopets Knockout, aka the Neopets game show.
Hi.
Hey guys.
Am I supposed to fill that silence?
Yeah, no, I know.
Hello.
The lag in adding people to the stage sometimes, I'm literally like...
I'm like so awkward. I can't stand any silence. I'm like, hey, you want to hear about the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me right now?
No, me too. No, and then I'm like, oh man, I really want to be cute and mysterious. And then I go back and I'm like, I'm telling them.
How about that Neosona, huh? We are the coolest, hottest Neopets alive.
Yeah,
so
I can't
cool.
believe
Also,
I got my very own Neosona from Neopets.
Also art done by TNT Meow. Again, a very, very, very talented individual. I'm not sure why Missy is invisible. She took a visit to the rainbow pool recently and repainted herself. She used her FFQ. She got a Great Fairy quest and was like, I don't know if she's gonna give me another FFQ, so I'm gonna have to use it up.
Missy is missing, and you don't know why.
I call foul play. I 100% think that Zach turned off her camera and was like, one less competition.
Yeah, it was Zach. That's who it was, not me. Oh man. Well, while we're
You
waiting
know
for Missy,
what?
I just want to. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no, continue.
I was just gonna say it's amazing that somebody guessed the cat cheek immediately because you asked us what that was last night, and I was like, I have no idea. What is it? And you're
You
like, is it a
know,
hissy? I'm like, yeah. Oh yeah, no, that looks like a hissy. It's like just hard enough, but I see the hissy, and you're like, it's a cat cheek, and I was like, no, what? Where? That's just amazing. People are so smart. Anyway,
Wait,
you
is it
deserve
not
your prize.
pronounced Kachik?
I
I don't
pronounce it Kachik, but I
Like
also thought it
ka-chow.
was a Kachik.
cat cheek. I don't
And
know.
my eyes just glazed over the spikes at the top of it. So
The
Yeah.
Meepit ears. The Meepit
yeah,
ears.
I don't really have an explanation for it. It's kind of like being too good at being too bad, which maybe is what I'm going to do in this segment
Same.
here.
Yeah, if I get everything wrong, it's just because I'm too good at this, you know? Like, oh, Missy.
Oh, Missy.
I am well
If
prepared.
anyone was wondering, though, Missy does look exactly like an Akira wearing a choker.
Mhm.
So even if we do not have camera, Missy, do we have audio? Perhaps,
That might work.
maybe. Let's see. I'm so sorry, you guys. We're just having some technical difficulties. Today is not the day. Today is not the day.
Can you guys hear me? No?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Hooray!
Music to your ears.
It's just like a floating square. No worries. Listen, if you get your camera working, that's okay. Also, totally okay if not. You can just say Amanda Sabotage do, and we'll just glaze over it.
I'll take that.
But you know, just to get into everybody's
Okay.
introductions, some of you have been here before on lives, and one of you has not. This is Missy's first time, I believe. But I would love to.
Missy!
Hooray!
Oh my gosh, wait, you're back! Oh, so good. The face
Okay.
reveal, that was what we were all waiting for. We were just like waiting for
Perfect.
more viewers to come in for the face reveal. Very cool. So happy to have you here. So to get us started, I would love to introduce everyone to the live. And beginning with our first contestant, the Amanda Files, would you be able to introduce yourself and let us know what was Cass right about?
How much time we got? Hi, my name's Amanda, and I make weird, bad YouTube videos, mainly about like Neopets, Animal Crossing, that kind of stuff. And yeah, I just feel like overall, I'm trying to sum this up the best I can. King's Girl needs to be humbled. You know what I mean? Like if you steal an orb, you need to be held accountable for that. And I just feel like Cass always had his people in mind who were wronged. And, you know, here I go. I promise I will make this quick. Lord Dargan did it first. He got corrupted by the three. He was going to take over the entirety of Neopia. Cass was never going to do that. There's even a timeline that used to exist where Cass won that war with Meridel, but like he didn't mess up anything else, like any other regions, as far as I know. I think he just did the whole like revenge against Meridel because they wronged Dargan. It's this whole thing. So I just feel like, and then the worst things that Cass did, he was being corrupted by the three. It wasn't him. Totally justifiable. I just think he needs to be redeemed personally. I just feel like his heart was in it and he just loved his people and wanted to lead them out of the darkness. That's it. That's all.
He's just misunderstood. I felt like I just heard the pitch for like the
can fix him.
Wicked musical, but Lord Cass version, and
It's
it
a
was
beautiful
riveting.
story. He needs his
Beautiful
moment.
story.
I can fix him.
And moving on to our second contestant, Zach/McCostin/Mac OS 10. Please introduce yourself and also let us know what your earliest Neopets memory was.
So yeah, I'm Zach/McCostin/MacOS10. I think that my username was capitalized the way it was to help as a literary hint. That's not the way it's normally capitalized. Usually I do it all lowercase, but I'm getting ahead of myself. My earliest Neopets memory, and don't stop me if I've said this before because I'm pretty sure I have, is I'm sitting next to my brother as my brother is playing Neopets and I am technically not. And we get a checkered paintbrush in a random event. And I say we, I really mean him. And I, as a backseat Neopetter, tried to argue with him that we should use it, and he said, no, that's stupid, we should sell it. And that argument is my first true Neo memory.
In true fashion. Yeah, and actually you are hosting a birthday bash, right? So you're about to make a ton of new Neopets memories.
Yes, I am. The birthday bash hosting process has definitely been very interesting. It's taken a lot of us by surprise how much interest there was. Gonna be honest, I kind of gauged originally how big we should plan it to be around a lot of the previous convention meetups, like at Retro Game Con, New York Comic Con, and San Diego Comic Con. And that was shooting a little too low. So recently, we actually just today, I had meetings about expanding the space, and successfully we did that. And yeah, I'm excited for that.
Very excited. The naming was impeccable. Big Mac, absolutely impeccable. So sad I can't be there. And last but not least, let's welcome our third and final contestant, Missy. Please, I guess, introduce yourself. And if you had to get rid of an entire Neopet species, which would it be and why?
Okay, I see we're going for getting me cancelled straight off the bat. We love that. My name is Missy. I am an Australian who, with my lovely friend Arden, we made Neopets Nation, a little Facebook group you guys may have heard of. I've been playing since I was a kid. I used to just really do pet trading and dressing up. Now I don't know what I do. I love being an ambassador. I am always trying to get all the goss for TNT, get the issues seen and everything. So it's just really fun, and I'm really enjoying the direction things are going. And as
Amazing.
for killing off a species, oh my God. Okay, I'm going to say cheers because then everyone can just have the avatar.
Ooh, a safe answer and very creative. I like it. Mine is always Skeeth, and I will never back down, not even with the nostalgic fairy pet style Skeeth. Never, ever, ever. But I think that we're ready to play this game, so I'm going to explain the rules very quickly for the viewers. So as you can see, there is a board with 3 categories, and there are 5 questions per category. Each question ranges from 100 Neocash to 500 Neocash, and the higher the value, the harder the question. Huge shout out to Herdy from Jelly Neo and also TNT Meow, as well as some other staff members who contributed some of the more difficult questions for this. We knew y'all were coming and had to make it hard for some of them at the back half. Again, 500 NC's harder. And rule-wise, the players, so you guys, have to wait until I'm done reading the question before buzzing in with your, little sound bite. Once I'm done reading the question, you can buzz in, and the first person to buzz in gets to answer the question. If you get it right, you keep the NC, and you get to pick the next question. There's no penalties for getting it wrong. We will not freeze you. We will not subtract from your balance. Nobody on the back end has the math ability to do that right now. But if you do get it wrong, someone else can then answer. And if nobody buzzes in within like 5 or so seconds, accounting for lag, then I will reveal the answer, and the person who most recently got a correct answer will get to choose the next question. So once the board has been cleared entirely, which could honestly be very quickly, knowing that, you 3 are very well versed in Neopets, we will move on to the final round. And in the final round, there will be 1 question in a mystery category. And after the category is revealed, you'll get to wager a certain amount of NC up to the amount you've earned before, answering that question and seeing if you wagered correctly. Googling is not fine, Missy. Missy, get out of the chat. Googling is not fine. No, I would be doing that as well, too. Like, I'd be setting up, 4 monitors to Google. Okay, so just since I think, Missy, you know what? Since you're new, let's have you pick the first question and category.
Oh, okay. I mean, we've got to go memes, and we're going to go 300.
Memes for 300 it is. Okay. Around 2007, a group of Neopets players started this initiative, which transformed painted pets from the pound into a common species to promote the idea that users should work hard for painted pets. Name that initiative.
Was that too early? Sorry.
No, I heard, but I did. I don't think you were early. And Amanda, I did hear your Furby first. So do you have the answer to this question?
I believe that would be the Green Uni Project. Is that what that's called?
Yes! Yes, it is the gup. My favorite adjective to use, verb to use in real life. I
Gupping.
love to say, like, I'm gupping you. You're gup.
Gupping is so insane. Yeah.
Very good. Electric Mohawks will never know the OG gup.
No. Like
Okay, well, moving
type
back to the board, you now, Amanda, since you got the question right, get to pick the next category.
All right. Because I have a way inflated sense of confidence, I'm gonna do lore for 500.
Lore for 500, just starting off.
Come on.
Real crazy. Okay, the Neocam, which ran from 2002 to 2007, gave players a peek into Neopets HQ and also documented the Year 9 TNT Office Halloween costume party, where this costume placed first. Name that costume.
I'm just gonna guess, probably.
Okay,
Should
okay.
Lowercast? No, probably not.
No, but a very educated guess. Zach and Misty, do either of you have an... Okay.
I'll also guess because I'm not sure, and there's no penalty to getting it wrong. I'm pretty sure this is wrong, but the only other costume I remember is Dr. Sloth, so I'm going with that.
Ooh, also a good guess, but incorrect. I will just reveal the answer. It was Go Rue Island, and this is a high quality photo, guys. This is what Year 9 had to offer us in technology. Very excited.
Right.
Next time, I guess you're just gonna have to go through the entirety of the Neocam.
Right. Well, at least I revealed that the 500 Neocache questions are in fact hard. So
are in fact hard. Also, like, very niche.
Not bad at all.
For real.
Okay, well, since, this will just default back to the last person who got a question right, which is Amanda. So, Amanda, you can pick the next question.
Lore for 100, please.
Lore for 100. No, and the 100 is real easy. Okay. When was the Neopets site first launched? I heard the bum bum. Whose is that?
That's me. I thought we went over this beforehand.
I thought it was. It sounds like happier. I thought it was in a minor key before. It sounds like major now. But anyways,
okay.
Your
well,
answer.
Whatever. 1999, specifically November 15th, 1999, I believe.
Yes, November 15th, 1999. Happy 25th birthday, Neopets, next week. Also, yeah, one of my friend's birthday is right along the Neopets' birthday, and that's how I remember it. I'm like, buddy, I don't know when you were born, but Neopets absolutely do. And Zach, you can go ahead and pick the next question.
Let's try lore for 2, please.
Lore for 2. 3 beloved pet species were featured in the old Neopets game, Habitarium. These P3s were divided up by job classes. Name the 3 job classes. Y'all always want to talk about how much you love Happy.
Yeah, Happy was kind of a dead meme to me. I was never able to keep it running all night because I was a laptop boy. So
I just don't remember that one. Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys.
I remember they did have jobs.
I know. This is embarrassing.
I literally wrote this question. I remember it vividly. I will just be revealing the answer.
Hey,
it is nesters, workers, and soldiers.
Oh man,
of course.
Right.
Sure. All right.
Guys, Everybody in the chat's like, bring back Habby, bring back Habby. What
Clearly,
were the
we
jobs?
have to. We need to. The education system is failing, clearly.
Right?
Okay, well, Zach, you can go ahead and pick the next question and category.
Well, let's try lore for 3 then.
Lore for 3. The lore board is almost cleared out. Ooh, okay. So I feel like the lore questions were not the lore that you guys were expecting.
No.
Sincere apologies, but
this.
what inspired TNT Goldfish and Bowls TNT Alias?
Oops, sorry. Ignore that.
Oh no, Missy. Okay, well,
No,
I guess
Furby
it'll be
first for
Amanda.
sure.
They're goldfish.
Not the answer I was quite looking for. Missy, do you want to?
Look, I could have dreamed this. Was it just that they wanted to have like the longest name they were allowed to have or something? They wanted to have something crazy?
T. No, but that is T. I will just be revealing the answer.
What is
so
it?
there were 3 possible options. They have a goldfish
What?
tattoo. Their first job was at a pet store with goldfish in the back, and a family member used to paint landscapes with goldfish in the sky. I believe these are all answers available on our
That is
social
so
media,
cute.
which is now canon lore. All right.
Love that.
Going back to guys, I feel like we're gonna have to do this again with like lore questions. I'll get
love
Aesop
it.
to write the lores.
I'm glad
I
it's
think
hard.
the last person to get one right was Zach, so it's up to you to pick the next question and category.
Well, let's clear out that lore board.
All right, so lore for 400, I believe.
Yep.
Okay, this one. Who I'm going to pronounce everything wrong, but who is the brother of Remnock the Nomad?
Is that NeoQuest?
This was written
The
by
one
Herdy from
thing.
Jelly Neo.
Okay, of course it was. Yeah, thanks, Herdy. Great job.
Could we try Hangman?
Give me
Give me a
try.
clue. What's the first letter?
I don't think I even remember the answer, so I am unequipped to give clues for this specific question. I will just be revealing the answer. However, I will be going back to the Discord to see if anyone's got it, because I'm very curious to know how diehard our fans are. But the answer is, and I'm just going to say Damon like Matt Damon, Damon the
Damon.
Nomad. Not just being Nomad
Damon.
spelled backwards.
Never.
Very
Oh,
cool.
what? Oh, man, that's. I should have done that.
Thank you, Herdy. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Really-
Hurry. Well, we've still got
really
some
easy.
in the memes category left,
Mhm.
and some in items. So, I think this defaults back to Zach.
Yep. Let's do the reverse traversal of items. So let's start at items for 500, please.
Items for 500. Another Hurdy question, I believe. Okay. This pet won the Pet Protection League trophy in 2005 and was originally known as Scary Jack.
Ooh, I feel like I should know this
no,
one, but I do
totally
not.
should. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna probably guess. I think. Oh, Scary Jack.
Does anyone
my
want to take a
gosh.
stab before we review?
It's like a Halloween one.
Oh, wait. No.
I'm just gonna guess.
Okay, Amanda.
Bat Boy.
No, but funny.
That's
Missy?
Is it like Clumpkin or Clump? You know, the little pumpkin head guy? What's he?
Oh, that's a good guess.
I do not know what he
A little
is, and it is
guy.
not him. Someone in Discord just got it right, actually. I'll send you NC player in Discord. It is the
Good job.
Snowmorg,
Of
who I've
course.
never literally owned.
Good
It's
job.
so close to Slorg, but it's
What
not.
is a
And
Snowmorg?
what is Snowmorg? All right, so we've gone for the harder questions. I guarantee you the memes are a bit easier, but I think this goes back to Zach if you want to pick the next question and category.
nope. We're torturing ourselves first. We're doing items for 400.
Gonna seem smart at the end.
Oh, items for 400. Okay. In addition to formally being sold in the Hidden Tower, this Rarity 200 item was a prize for Lenny Conundrum number 43, and when used in a 2-player Battle Dome fight, permanently deletes an item from your opponent's set of weapons before disappearing. Name that item. Okay, Zach.
What is Eraser of the Dark Fairy?
Thank God.
Your
The Battle
moment.
Dome item, yes.
You
It
got
is
your
Eraser of the
moment.
Dark Fairy.
Thank you.
There you
You are
go.
indeed a Battle Dome baddie. And going against the board. Zach, your question choice again.
Okay, let's continue with items for 300.
Okay. TNT Miss Rainbow oftentimes designs items based on pop culture references. This particular item was inspired by a teenage heartthrob who says his fellow classmate is, quote, like a drug to him. Name that item. Yes,
Oh my
Missy.
god. Is it just glitter skin or icy glitter skin? Oh my god, why don't I know? I swear I own it. Like glitter skin.
I am gonna give it to you. It is Skin of a Vampire Body Glitter. But just because
That
I
is
know
so
that you are a
generous.
Twilight OG,
That is
this is my
generous.
question that I wrote. This is my favorite question. I
Thank you,
love
Mummy.
I love that
Okay.
question.
All right. Okay, we're picking it up, guys. Rough start with the lore that wasn't really lore. Picking it up. Zach and Missy, it is your choice. Category and question.
Okay. Have we only got memes left?
I think that we might have I think we might have memes left. Sorry, the board. Let me
Okay.
actually I can update the board. Items 200 and 100 are still available.
Oh, okay.
And
You know what?
we have
I'll
memes.
just we're gonna go memes 500.
Memes for 5. That's crazy. I would never do a 500.
Ruin my
question.
day.
Drawn to celebrate the 20th anniversary, these two fairy elements are featured in the Neopets version of the cat meme. Another
sorry?
Herdy question.
Wait.
What cat meme? Which one?
There's
There's
like
a
a
lot.
cat meme where the cat is like at a table, and I
Oh,
think
at the
it's Jennifer
table.
Lawrence like screaming and yelling. And there's a Neopets version of this with two fairy elements featured. Which two fairy elements?
I'm
Yes,
just gonna
Amanda.
guess. Is it elements or fairies? Just the okay. Just let's
Elements.
just
Elements.
do dark and earth.
Ooh, so close, so close, so close, so close. Missy,
Is it just dark and light fairies?
I believe it is dark and light. Yes. And
Oh my
I can see that
gosh.
Amanda did get half of that right. We'll talk
Yes.
after when we balance the checkbook because I don't know how to play
I'll take
Jeopardy.
it.
And I'm
I
sure
will
that that's
take
not how
That
they
is
play it in the real world.
stunning.
I've also,
I
yeah,
love it.
Herdy was like, how do you not know what this is? And I was like, how do you know what this is?
Right.
But okay, Missy, I will give it back to you to answer the next to choose the next question and category.
We will go items 100.
Items 100. When a user's NeoMail inbox is at capacity, people often send this rarity 60 item to let them know to clear it. Name that item. Okay, I heard Zach first.
Okay, what is a full inbox?
Yes! Oh my gosh, love. I also just have to get this PSA out there because I've sent so many full inboxes and people are like, why is someone sending me items? Is this a scam?
Yep.
And I'm like, delete your NeoMails.
Right. First time I ever got one, I was like, thank you so much. That's so cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. And they're like, delete your inbox. Like, what? Love it.
Delete your email. Okay, going back to the board, and it is Zach's question. We have items 200 left, and memes 1, 2, and 400 are still left.
Let's just do the last item, please.
Items for 200 it is. In 2006, this real-life item was awarded to 500 winners as part of a soft drink promotion in China. I did hear Zach first, but I physically saw Amanda push the button, but I'm going to go with Zach.
Was it the Pepsi Gellert plushie?
It was the Pepsi Gellert plushie. It's like $1,500 on eBay now. Correct.
My Pepsi Gellert owning friends, I do not have one, but I know some people that have one.
Do you know their addresses?
They'll be very
And if they have a
proud
big
of
one?
me for getting that one.
Do you know their addresses? Guys, raid when?
You know,
Right.
All right.
You know.
We've got 3 questions left. Memes 100, 200, 400. Zach, would you like to pick the last categories?
Well, there's only one category left, so let's do memes for 400.
Memes for 400 it is. Also, I realize that we're going close to the time. Don't worry, guys. We have like 20 Dom questions for the AMA with thorough answers, and we will not cut them out. Looks like this is a special edition live that we'll just go a bit over. All right, memes for 400. This is the 100 question. We can just go with the 100 question because they clicked wrong, guys. This Neopet, originally associated with the Pet Cemetery, recently inspired both a gift box mystery capsule and an avatar. Name that Neopet.
Yeah.
I did hear Amanda first that time.
This is really hard. But I'm just gonna guess. What is dead chia?
It is dead chia. Guys, I told you that some of the questions were easier, and we all just had to go for the lore straight away. And now we have memes 400 and 200 left. Amanda, would you like to pick which question you want to go with first?
Yeah, I'll just continue to embarrass myself by going with memes for 400.
Got it. Hopefully it clicks this time. Memes for 400. Who does this hat belong to?
Oh, man. Oh, I know this. Oh, I can see it.
Missy?
The Hat Man.
With chest. She said with chest. That is unfortunately not correct. Does anyone have an answer?
Yeah.
As if I even have to.
Okay, Amanda.
I'm like fully guessing. Mr. Coconut.
No,
A
but
meme.
good guess. It is actually it's a meme, but guys, it's not even a niche meme. It should be around. I will just reveal the answer. It is Pet Old Chap. It's like that guy on all fours that was never released.
Oh yeah, the guy, the human being. Yeah.
I'm gonna get major heat for missing that one.
It was so
Yeah, Zach, I was waiting for
recognizable.
you. Isn't it in Jelly Neo? Okay, the last one is memes 200. So I will just go ahead and read it out before we get to the final, obviously. Memes 200. This Neopet was set as active on May 24th, 2017, when a user posted, "Wow, this place is a freak show. I don't respect literally any of you people," onto the Neo boards. Missy?
I'm probably wrong. This is the embarrassing thing. Okay. Is it not just like a little yellow Corbat or something?
It is
No,
a
it's
yellow
name.
Corbat.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, I thought I would need to answer with the name.
I know. I was like, I don't
That
know
was-
his name.
That was easy.
Oh, that'd be insane. No. That would be
Right,
insane.
yeah,
Don't even know if
yeah.
they're still there. It is just yellow Corbat.
Mhm.
All right,
It's
so
really
we've
good
cleared the
show.
board, and can we see the totals that everybody has won up until this point to see what they can wager? Okay, so Zach has won 800 Neo Cash.
Nice.
We've got Missy with 1,000. That's crazy.
God.
And
Awesome.
Amanda with 400 Neo Cash. I
Expert
feel like
right
Amanda
here.
got a lot right, but it must
at
have been like the
me.
100 ones.
Winning.
Okay, so you know how much you have made, and now you can wager up to all of it to either double or lose in the final round. So I will be revealing the final category. If you guys just want to like type in our private chat how much you're wagering after I show you the final category. The final category and question, it's just one question in this category. It is Neopets pronunciation. So how much are you wagering? Missy's putting up 300. Amanda's going 100. Zach, are you going to bet it all?
Come on,
Should
Zach.
I
do
just
something
bet that
crazy.
Missy gets this wrong? This is tough. Let's not do that. Let's just be reasonable here.
Also, I don't know if I was supposed to call out how much people are betting, but that's okay. We've never seen,
No,
none
it
of us
makes
have
it
ever seen
More
Jeopardy
interesting.
before. Zach, are we?
I actually don't know. I'm a little scared of this.
Okay, so everybody's placed their wagers. Missy, very bold. Big earner Missy putting up 300. And the final question is, using the arrow keys. Oh, also, this is one that everybody answers, so it's not like a buzz in first. So you guys can just like everybody gets a chance to answer. I should have clarified that. My bad. Using the arrow keys, you can control this Neopet on a game of beach volleyball. What is the canonically correct pronunciation in the Neopets pronunciation book? What is the canonically correct pronunciation for that Neopet? Starting off with everybody's going to get a chance to answer, and I'll let you know if you're right. Starting off with Amanda.
If it's not Mincy, then I'm jumping out the window. Mincy?
Okay. Zach?
Pretty sure it's Muncie. I can't quite tell if I get that right.
And Missy?
I literally know I've had arguments about this, I believe, with Hurdy. And the fact that I have forgotten what he said is correct because I was like, dude, you're wrong. Hurts my soul. Oh, man. Okay, I'm just going to say Minky, and I'm going to jump off a bridge. Final answer.
I want to give you Neocash because I say Minky. Actually, Zach is correct. It is canonically and very unfortunately on the site Muncie.
No.
Moonsy, when I catch you!
I'd have bet more if I knew we were going to make it that easy.
I don't know what a more difficult Neopet would be. It's clearly Minky.
I laughed at you super hard in San Diego for saying it Minky. I've never heard anyone. No, it's not.
Well, I think the coolest way to say it is Mincy. So
Mincy is the way I naturally
you might have
say
Neocash,
it,
but you don't have friends. Just kidding.
You might have Neocash, but you don't have friends. Well, thank you guys so much for playing. Missy has taken away 700 Neocash, Zach with 900, and Amanda with 300. Thank you guys so much for participating in this live, and we will see you hopefully in the next one, and I will write the questions better.
They were
Thank
perfect.
you so much.
Thank you, Luna. We
and
love
good luck
you.
to Daddy Dom.
Thank you guys.
Enjoy the questions.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Me like removing people one by one. Okay, guys, I know that we went a bit over time, but it is the anniversary special. So we will hopefully still, hopefully you guys are still watching, and we will make sure to get to everyone. Before we invite Dom on for the next segment, I really quickly want to do the next giveaway, and we will be giving away 1 pack of 4 Neopets magnets. And this is the giveaway question. If you win it, we'll pin your comment and be sure to reach out to us. Guess that Neopet. For those of you saying Aisha in the chat, it's not. Oh my God, someone got it on Twitch. Bruce Forsyth, almost immediately. Yes, it is Bruce Forsyth. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Who inspired the original Bruce. So be sure to send us a screenshot of your profile, and we will send it to our official Neopets Instagram. We're verified, and we will make sure to get you your prize. And without any further ado, I am very excited to welcome back TNT Dom to the stage for the AMA segment. Hey, Dom. Wait, Dom, you're muted. Oh my God, twinsies. Wait, twinning.
Hello. So, following your pattern.
No, I know. Don't do as I do.
Just kidding. Well, I'm keeping my promise. I'm bringing my new hood back.
I love. Oh my God, mine is over there in a box. Ugh. Well, very excited to see that you're wearing your Neo hood in spirit. I love to see it. How have you been feeling about this 25th anniversary? I know we've got like a roadmap to share, but how does it feel? Planning maybe Hong Kong birthday bash. Like, what's the vibe?
Well, it's definitely very exciting. It's one of the events that we're most looking forward to, and it's definitely a very humbling experience to see how excited our community is for all the events, and it's a great milestone, and can't wait to bring and share all the great news with you all.
Literally, yeah. And I would love to ask you more about like how it's been going just like in your personal life, but I am very excited for you to kind of share before we get into the AMA the roadmap for 2025, or unless did you want to do that after the questions? Which do you want to do first? Do you want to answer pressing player questions or share what we've got in store for next year?
Yeah, we can go through the roadmap first. I guess that's also a good segue.
Sounds
Yeah, so I
good.
mean, you also asked. Oh, people would. Ooh. So yeah, so we have a very excited roadmap ahead, and I guess you're also asking. We're very kind of like working very hard behind the scenes, and the 25th anniversary is definitely a big milestone for us. And for the past year, to be honest, a lot of things have been in the back end. It's more for security upgrades, infrastructure upgrades. I understand that there has been a lot of challenges in how fast we can deliver some of these promised feature upgrades, quality of life improvement. I think we're at the right time, and then we have a lot of the upcoming sprints planned for that. So I think it will be a lot more obvious for our community, for our players, to really see the revival of the Neopets classic site, particularly in all the updated features that we're bringing. So we'll share this on our social media as well. And I'm very proud that the team is kind of finally at the final stretch of delivering a lot of the promises that was made when we started kind of like this whole Neopets revival. I know we have been counting down to this 25th anniversary for almost a year. And then there's a lot of things that will happen kind of like in the coming month on all fronts, including the birthday bash, multiple giveaways. And then there will be kind of like different sales that will be going on. So it will be exciting kind of like holiday season for us.
No, I'm very excited, especially for the holiday season, the advent calendar, which has been slightly updated for premium members, and also just overall, like looking at this, I can't wait for the trading post update, and so many things. But yeah, this is very cool, and I know that a lot of details will be shared in the AMA questions. So if you're up for it, is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to on this roadmap, or do you feel like you're ready to just answer some questions that the players have been asking?
No, I think we can share more details on with this roadmap so that we can continue to get more feedback. And a lot of these items are kind of like the most kind of like asked for in the past, and a lot of them are collected from our community. So feel free to continue to give us more feedback and comments, and we're listening. We're always trying to balance the improvement of the site and also balancing kind of like adding new plots, new features, and also fixing a lot of the bugs, as you all know. So it's always a great challenge for us, but we're ready to march on.
Awesome. Yeah. And, before we get into the AMA questions that the players have asked, I actually just wanted to ask specifically about the 25th anniversary. So we know that there's some really exciting things planned for the 25th anniversary on site. And I was wondering if you could share with us a sneak peek as to what those might be, like what's coming for the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, sure. I don't want to spoil too much, but there will be a lot of new things, like new avatars, new Battle Dome items, some random stat boost to active like some pets and Battle Dome, new stamp. And then in real life, there will be the birthday bash. There will be giveaways on our social medias. So yeah, a lot of exciting things going on.
Awesome. Yeah. And I know people have been wondering about like the 25th anniversary, like paintbrush and the Pepet paintbrush. Those will also, the colors will be activated and we'll be releasing those on our birthday. And also nostalgic pet styles in the 25th anniversary colors, which is super cool. And now moving on
My favorite.
to
What's your favorite 20 like the among the paintbrush?
Oh man, it has to be the pink Aisha just because it's pink. But I know that the Drake is really popular as well. Yours is probably the Shoiru, right?
Well,
Oh my
I
god,
love the Aiko as well.
Dom caught denying. You literally said Shoiru was your favorite Neopet. You literally said Shoiru was your favorite.
Well, I mean, it's my favorite
Well,
Neopet. I think among the 25th anniversary paintbrush, I think the Aisha is pretty cute. Yeah.
welcome to the dark side. And then just to get into, we've got several questions from the players today, but one of the general concern was why are we putting more effort into other Neopets games like, the apps instead of focusing on the Neopets website?
Yeah, so I would say we're still putting majority of our effort on the classic site. As you've seen on the roadmap, most of the updates are related to the classic site. We're related to the bug fix. I would say like 60% to 70% of our effort are still on the classic site. And I think the reason why we need to put efforts into kind of launching mobile apps, for example, Fairy Fragments, Tales of the Cardia, and also launching our licensing and merch program, because those are kind of like in the investment stage that we need to show our investors, our partners, and our potential licensees that there's kind of like we're investing into the future of Neopets, so that they would be willing to invest and partner with us. If we're only kind of working on the classic game, to be honest, it will be very hard for us to really get these partners excited. I mean, I know our users really care most, our core users care most about the classic side. We definitely know that, and we're listening. But it's a balancing kind of act between we need to fix the site, but also kind of start investing into the future to make sure that we can have 25 more years of Neopets for us to enjoy and play, and that's kind of why there's more than just a classic site that we need to focus on. And it's kind of like we basically have a 3-pillar strategy for the company, and as we mentioned, classic site is the where we put the most effort, and the IP and licensing business is basically kind of like launching more merch, finding licensees to help us launch new products like the Fat Mojo plushies, Upper Decks, like trading card games. And then I know there's a lot of comments about wanting us to expand our merch program to more global places. So that's also where we need to invest to build the brand, to make sure that like licensees are comfortable and want to invest with us to build out these distribution channels. I mean, because like 65% of our user base is in US. So normally that's licensees, like if they have to make a bet, it has to be in US and Canada first before they're comfortable in launching merchandise in other places. But for example, like we're trying to have our own eShop and launching merchandise where it can be shipped globally, although sometimes shipping fees can be a little bit prohibitive. But that's kind of also trying to have at least part of our offering that can be enjoyed by Neopians around the world. And the third pillar of the strategy is basically the new Neopets experiences. So we want to show kind of like a lot of partners that there's a modernized Neopets experience that can potentially get new users to come, or get a lot of the lapsed users to come back and play. Because like the hurdle to go back to classic site, if they haven't been playing Neopets for 10, 15 years, sometimes it's really hard with kind of like assisting kind of like the existing situation of the site. It's kind of hard for people to jump back in. So that's kind of why we have these new investing into building these new businesses.
And then sort of another follow-up question that I guess kind of goes in hand with that is why haven't we seen more improvement to the classic website itself?
Yeah, to be honest, we kind of like reflect on that on a daily basis, how we can see more improvement and deliver better upgrades to the site so that it was less laggy, it loads faster, and things like that. But it's also like a balancing between kind of like what we mentioned in the past, like we have been investing more and more into the classic site as the site is growing, as more users are coming back and generating more revenue. But currently at the stands, we still need to kind of like, for the past year, a lot of things have been happening in the back end. For example, security upgrades, infrastructure upgrades, some of the kind of like they're just fixing our tech stack before we can add new improvements. And a lot of those efforts have taken much longer than we originally envisioned. And then now it's kind of, we have a much better foundation for us to build on top. And I think for the next few months, we'll start seeing a lot more of these quality of life improvements that is more visible to our players and to the community. So yeah, I'll say we're still working very hard around the clock to deliver on our promises since we started on this journey. And then we definitely have all our priorities straight to really improve the site, and then a lot of these would be more evident.
Yeah, and another concern I see a lot, which is why it's a question for this AMA, especially when it comes to the mobile apps you're describing, it seems like the Neopets team is putting a lot of focus into generating revenue instead of actually improving gameplay, and they were wondering why that is.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the community for supporting us all over the years. And during this revival, we've been generating a pretty good growth in terms of MAU, in terms of revenue. But to be honest, at it currently stands, Neopets is still a loss-making effort. And then for the past year, we're still in kind of like survival mode, trying to revive Neopets. we've been doubling our MAU, and then revenue-wise, we're also doubling, but we're in such a deep hole in the past that we're still kind of trying to climb back up to where we can put this into a more sustainable mode, so that we can generate more revenue to invest into really fixing the site, growing the team, putting up more artists, and really generating more content for the site itself. But as I mentioned, we're also investing into the future, where a lot of those is actually helping us to build up the brand. And then some of these programs for licensing and merch, most of them are like 18 to 24 months kind of like leeway. We sign a partner, and then before we actually make money, we kind of like do the products, sampling. There's a lot of back and forth before we can start kind of like generating revenue from these new businesses. But for the classic site, we're very glad that the community has been very supportive. So we have a close to 350K MAU. Around 10% of our users are kind of our subscribers or NC purchasers, and then they're the core of the kind of like keeping Neopets afloat. But that's why we're balancing between how we can generate enough revenue to keep the site sustainable, so that we can work on all the fixes and continue to deliver a better Neopets experience. But also that's kind of why we have in the past prioritized a little bit more on generating revenue, because we're in just like survival mode. Once we're now in a better foundation, going forward, we're about to break even soon, hopefully. And then that's when we can start putting more effort on improving the quality of life type of aspects. So I think that's why I've been saying that I think in the next few months, we'll see a lot more of those upgrades, because we're kind of like switching kind of like the mode from survivor mode to more building mode and generating more content mode.
Yeah, super cool. And these are big general like overarching questions we always see, but I'm going to hit you with some more very specific ones coming up. So the next question is, I'm not sure how well known it is, but there are several of us who completed the Fairy Festival and still cannot click on Fiora to receive the prizes, trophy, or avatar. Will this be fixed?
Yes, this was looked into, and we actually fixed it already. And then one of the reasons why I love these AMAs and listening to the community is because it's because this ticket submission that got us to look into it, and we realized, oh, there's something you need to fix, and then we did it. So it's good. Thanks for submitting this question. And then if you're the affected users, I think you can go back, and then if you click on Fiora, you can read the final dialogue and get the prizes.
Super cool. Yeah. This, because it was an AMA question, it was like raised, and also there are like, tickets submitted to back it up, which always helps the system. And then the next question is, will these plot issues be addressed? So there's inflation in Tea Time with Tavi. The Voidworks achievement is not attainable. The Voidworks requiring a 24-hour cooldown to play. These were all issues that people were hoping to address, I think, before we put the plot on pause, but was wondering if you had any answers here.
Yeah, I think a lot of these updates or kind of like the things that will change are already should be covered in the new FAQ during the interval. So I would encourage all users to check it there as well. And then there's also for part of this pause, it helps us to work on some of these feedback that we've been receiving, and so that we can improve and deliver a better kind of like season 2 of the plot when we resume it. So yeah, I mean, some of the changes I think already happened. For example, like the option to re-roll the Tavi's requested item to address inflation and stock issues. So I think there are things that we've already worked on, but definitely more would be worked on during the pause.
And then the next one is, can you please address and fix the high score table glitch that is preventing users from achieving game-related trophies and avatars? And then there's a theory that this is due to foreign language filters.
So yeah, so we are, I think the team has started looking into this, and then we do encourage, if you're kind of like affected by this, please resubmit your ticket, and then maybe like with a subject line that's like high score table glitch. I think we still need more kind of like details from different affected users so that we can investigate this issue more thoroughly, because like we've looked into it, but we haven't found the main cause to it. Aren't able to fix it, but we've been receiving a lot more tickets thanks to our CA as well. But like more like additional reports can help us with our investigation.
Totally. Yeah. It always helps to have like detailed ticket experiences because, just so you guys know, whenever we submit a bug report, whether it's reported through the AMA or like even if we see it around in the Discord, we always have to it's always helpful to link it to like existing customer service tickets. So if you guys go ahead and submit those, it will help the team. And the next question, which I'm sure Kay, our Battle Dome ambassador, will be very excited to see that we've chosen for this AMA is many of us longtime players have had our pets at the maximum strength and defense boosts for years, if not decades. Currently, the boosts cap out at 750. And do you have any plans to add more boosts? Now would be a great time, seeing as we have so many free strength potions from the hospital.
Yeah, so the plan has always been to make more improvements to the Battle Dome alongside with the plot. And then we do have plans to increase this in the future, and then alongside with other changes to the Battle Dome. So we're definitely working hard to make Battle Dome more kind of like a more and more important part to, and then fixing more of the issues that we have been seeing. So yeah, stay tuned, and then I'm sure with the season 2 and season 3 of the plot, more fixes and more changes would happen.
And then the next question, also Battle Dome. So as you know, we released the Omelet Fairy, and Saber X is a main character in the Omelet Fairy, but he is also a Battle Dome challenger that can no longer be unlocked. He's awarded through a random event. So people are wondering, is there any chance we could get Saber X fixed so he can be unlocked in the Battle Dome?
Yeah, so I think we looked into this, and some of these random events, we don't really know why they were turned off in the past. And then we have to look into it, like the rationale behind turning it off. And then if we were to re-enable them, what would be what would change and what needs to be done. So we are thinking of reactivating some of these random events, but if we decide to do something like that, we'll definitely share more updates.
Yeah, true. No, it's always so funny whenever we look into something on Neopets, they're like, I just checked the log and 10 years ago it broke something, so we had to turn it off. We don't know why it's still off today. And it's always this insane rabbit hole. But I hope they get fixed soon. If it's even
so I think, yeah, that's kind of part of something that's always happening in the background, and why I mentioned about the internal kind of infrastructure upgrade, kind of cleaning up the code base is actually to help us to better manage the site and also make changes and make upgrades because of all these things that we've been seeing. Everything that we want to work on seems to be tied to a lot of random things that we don't know what it's about. So I think a lot of these cleaning has been happen and make it easier for us to make him do improvements. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And then the next question is, whatever happened to the fan art program? Is it canceled?
No, definitely not. The fan art program is a very important program for us, and it's really, we want to do it right by our amazing community of artists. It has been delayed slightly, but it's on schedule to be ready before the holiday season. So just make sure they stay tuned, and then the program will be resumed and launched shortly.
Awesome. Yes. And then the next question is, are there intentions to fix the interpolation/compression issues on the new pet styles? For example, the newly released spooky and prismatic styles, as well as wearables. All the smaller versions of these on user lookups and Neo boards have noticeable compression artifacts. So people are wondering if this issue will be fixed and where it stems from.
Yeah, this is actually a great example of a lot of things looks like it's very simple and easy to be fixed on Neopets. Never happens that way. Like a lot of low-hanging fruits we thought it's never low-hanging. So this is a great example. It's this happened because it's a result of our attempt to fix another issue. The other issue was that pet images were poorly compressed and then resulting in blur images as a result. And then when we try to fix that, and then it kind of lead to this another compression issue. So we're looking into it to see what leads to that. And then we'll probably fix the blurry pets as well as this new issue altogether. It's kind of a result of the old image uploading process that we have in our backend, but we will be resolving this, and hopefully it's kind of like a once and for all type of solution, and then it will kind of like get this in the back burner.
No, I know.
Hopefully.
I literally fix something and then it causes something. People are like, what broke this? And we're like, it was a fix for something else. But the next question is, are there any updates on the Purge since it was originally announced to start in October?
Yeah, so we actually we have started some of the Purge in the back end. So things that are not related to accounts and pets usernames and things like that, we actually have started. So including a lot of the data tables, a lot of the old stuff that we don't need. So that is part of the effort to improve the server speed and kind of like the hopefully makes the lagging process like slightly improved. And then for the purge of the user and pet name, we've delayed it to probably Q1 because there's a great amount of work that we need to go into the design of it and make sure it runs smoothly without interrupting kind of like everyone. So we're trying to target Q1 next year, but we're still designing internally and then discussing internally on how exactly the mechanics should work in terms of the purge. For example, should we purge the older accounts first, or should we purge like the lower value accounts first, like accounts that probably lapsed users won't even care to come back to claim and things like that, so that we don't affect any users who out of nostalgia come back to Neopets and realize that their account is gone. So that's kind of our biggest concern, and we want to make sure we have a proper kind of like operating procedure to make sure we take care of that.
No, I cannot wait for the Purge because as I've mentioned previously, in 2012, I created like 2 accounts that were my crush's full first name and last name, and those need to be gone. Like, they need to be deleted. I really hope the Purge comes through ASAP. Anyways, the next question is, the bloat be gone was removed from the daily quest prize pool, even though in the editorial it said it would be permanently added. When will bloat be gone be added back?
Yeah, so this is also an interesting, because of this ticket submission, we actually looked into it and saw that it was removed by mistake. So we already added back in, I think around a few days, a week ago. So yeah, thanks for submitting this.
Super cool, yes. And shout out to TNT Sun Potato, who we always like bother and they're like so great about getting things up for us. The next question is just 4 more left, I believe. But the next question is, why were prizes removed from the caption contest? All other creative contest winners win a random prize from the creative contest prize pool. And until several months ago, the caption contest winners did as well. Was this an error, and will prizes be returning to the caption contest?
Yeah, so so this is also some of the backend upgrades that we did, and we're not intentionally removing the prizes for caption contests. So in the past, a lot of these trophies, avatars, prizes were rewarded to users like manually by our staff. And then we actually try to optimize the workload and automated the system. But somehow the new automated system are not giving prizes as intended, leading to this issue. So we will look into it. But for now, the caption contest will, in this time being, will just award trophies and avatar. But in the future, it should the prizes should come back.
Yeah, oh man, it just sucks that like this was like all done manually, and then we're like, but a great fix would be to not do it manually, and then in doing that change, it like broke something, and they're not awarding prizes at the moment. But hopefully we'll be able to look into this soon. But for the time being, caption contest winners, you will just be getting a trophy and avatar. Speaking of avatars, the next question is in that category, and it says, are there plans for avatars that are currently broken, such as Bilge Dice, Tooth Fairy, which is another random event like Saber X, Triple A's Revenge, or are there plans to bring back retired avatars? And then the second half of this user's question was, can you re-release retired avatars through something like a retired avatar capsule Neopoint sync?
Oh, wow, that's an interesting idea. I guess we can share this. I think we have shared this with the team and see what's possible in terms of the capsule NP sync. But like as previously mentioned, some of the random events were turned off in the past. We're unsure of the reasons just looking at the logs. So for example, like the Tooth Fairy avatar were turned off. So we need to look into whether these could be enabled, and then if it's easy and we probably will do it, but make sure that that we can do it without affecting something else.
Yeah, and then also just I know they asked specifically about Triple A's Revenge and Bilge Dice, and those were also turned off and are currently unattainable. But this was because of like illegitimate access, like a lot of cheating happening. And the devs had said that it was just historically pulled, and we can't really bring it back until we are able to somehow like guarantee that we're able to protect it and make it like fair. But until then, we'll be sure to keep you guys posted. And then the last
Some of
question.
these are very complicated, a lot more complicated than I originally thought. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like people are like, we want one avatar, and we're like, oh my god, like this one avatar is so much work. But then the last question is, when will we see more old stamps completed? So, for example, Volterra is the oldest page, but only has 14 of the 25 stamps possible. And we were told a few AMAs ago that the old stamp albums were not forgotten about, but there has been no movement on adding more stamps for these. So when will old stamp pages be completed?
Yeah, so this issue is actually not overly complex, but it's more like we need input and collaboration from various like team leads. So it's kind of like it's more internal coordination that we have to pull quite a few team leads together to make these decisions. So we have to coordinate to track like these unfilled albums and find opportunities to help complete them. So the work is not just to design and release new stamps, but it's to design and ensure that these avatars are ready and set up as well. So yeah, we'll keep this in mind, especially for pages that are missing only like a few kind of like rare challenging spots left. We'll try, our priority will be to try to fix those first, and then introduce more stamps for those albums first, so that more avatars could be rewarded.
Awesome. Yeah. And I think those are all of the questions that we have for this AMA. But is there anything you'd like to add before you go?
No, I just want to say thank you all for supporting us all along. This 25th anniversary is a huge milestone, and I'm really excited to be able to celebrate this with you all.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much again. And we love to see you in the Kachik hood. I'll wear mine next time so we can twin, and we can also unmute and twin there too. But see you, Dom, and thank you so much.
Thanks for.
Oh my God. Not me like cutting Dom out right as he's like, thanks for Guess we'll never know the end of that sentence. Before we get into the last thing, which is the universal avatar code, not avatar, item code that I see some people on Discord have already brute forced, we will be doing the final giveaway of this segment, and the prize is a blind box plushie. So the giveaway question should pop up now. We all already saw, but guess that pat. And then we'll have the TNT members who are working backstage. By the way, huge shout out to the TNT stage manager team for doing all the coordination. Pin the correct answer. Yes, Zach. Ooh, another Zach. McCostin, they're coming for you. It is indeed a Dogo Fox. Thank you so much for participating, Zach. If you screenshot your profile and send it to us on the Neopets official Instagram or Facebook, we will be sending you a blind box. And for those of you guys who have been wondering about the blind box, we have been teasing them for a while, but they're coming like super early next month and for sure before the end of the year. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, despite all of the technical difficulties. And without difficulties, it wouldn't be Neopets. And here is your prize code to redeem at Grundo's Warehouse. Bye.